I'm Solace Naobochitogo, a member of the JY of Epiphany congregation, Kaajaano. I was told, or I heard, that the church started from schools, classrooms, people's houses, and then some people came together to plan and build a place of worship, which we all celebrate on the 6th of January every year. The names I'm not too sure, but I know of EML Odija and BB Quest, then Reverend Kingsley Asariado. Just as some of the founding fathers, I will dedicate myself to serve others in the church and also participate in youth programs or certain initiatives that will help to develop the church.
My name is Mrs. Ophelia Omamo, Epiphany member. So we're all here. Then it was announced there will be junior youth fellowship. So some of us were called, and then we started gathering, and then we had some teachers who started teaching us. I remember Mr. Anof, yes, who was very instrumental, and then Mr. Tibo. Yes, I remember the name, but I don't know if I see him today whether I'll be able to recognize him. But I remember the name. At some point, the numbers started increasing, so we had some teachers coming in. We had Mr. EGA Aye, who was also very instrumental. I think when Mr. Anof, at some point, Mr. Anof and Mr. Tibo were no more there, so Mr. Aye was the main person who was there with Mr. Geshin Yaudablu, Mr. Samson Usekre, Madam Palas Lanyo, yes. And then one Mr. Jotego, yes, Mr. Jotego. So he was also there. And then they were with Mr. Aye. Most of the times, the teachers will not come. Mr. Aye will be the only person, and he takes us through lessons on Saturdays, because we meet on Saturdays in the afternoon between 3 and 5. He takes us through lessons, and then even church services. He was our main preacher. Even though session members were coming, they were the preachers for the JY service. So they were rotating. But Mr. Aye was the main person who is always around. Even if there's another session member, he will still be around. So that was how we started the JY. Yes. And I remember some of the people I started with. Myself, then I was Ophelia Pafo. And then we had Annette Saki, late Annette Saki, Mrs. Nutaku, yes. We have Gifty Norte, now Mrs. Corantin. We had Miss Hanasaki. Irene Deborah, we had Princess Ado, Ransford Omabo, yes, he was also there. And I think, yes, among others, there were other people, but honestly, I will not be able to remember everybody. Yes, but a few of us started. So that is how we started the JY here. So looking back, I think the Epiphany Church, we were growing fast, and then you had a lot of people, the numbers increased, so the interest was there. But so that also made the church grow faster. But I think all of a sudden then we started dropping. So I wouldn't be able to pinpoint what exactly happened, and then the numbers started dropping. But well, I could also say people changed locations and all that. So people also started going to boarding schools and all that. So it made the numbers come down. And I think that has also run through all those years up to now. We don't have full numbers of the JY. So I think my advice for the current JY will be that when they go to school and they come back home, they should come to church. They should fellowship where they began, because it looks like once they start going to secondary school and they even come back on vacations, they don't want to come to church. They feel lazy even coming to church, or I don't know, maybe with the circles they go and find themselves in, coming to church becomes a problem for them. So my only advice, they should come to church, because the foundation is here. Whatever they go to school and do, whichever denomination they go to school and belong to, when they come back, they should come back home and then fellowship here. And I think that will help them. Yes, that will help them a lot.
Emmanuel Mete Omabu, ye Epiphany so mom ni beni mbuti so mom ye atamen ye Mr. Day shami aya so mo ye ke me ahuni afa je me ni ati ni minu angobo machine ati je me ati mo npa me ni so mo ye ni Mr. Baby quiz Mr. Professor nye so mo ye ke bia shebe ku ni about face session ye ni Mr. quiz ya ona face session je me ata me so mo hu ya no fifiu che to ni afa ete home school afa kete home school che to ni afi aba ni ne choir a form choir ye je me ye Mrs. quiz ya it's a Mrs. quiz ya a form choir je me it's a benti e di mo ni nya me he bentete the Jimmy Yam here, Jimmy. Only or the homes where or put him in no only John, she Jimmy or some more eye. Or born some more eye, Jimmy. I tell now from Gid, Jimmy, a form Gid, 1960. Not a mean time, we found him about Gid him. Or now from Gid, Jimmy. So, or ya Gid a young way, they talk young way and many much session be Mr. BB Quiz, Mr. Promensa, Mrs. Quiz, Mrs. Naughty, Mrs. Naughty. It's a gazebo, lady treasurer, the girl Chicago. I'm going to say JGP Lomuti, JGP Lomuti, lady clerk, the house or more session. Mr. Nina, Mr. BB Quiz, lady chairman, Mr. Promensa, lady assistant. Or me, Johnny, I'm in money and call someone. I see many, some more about Philly, while about Philly. Ni aje mi sele motina mo so wabo ba ano o ba fita wo yi o nke ina fi o aje na ba fita anyi ni na ta me be obrahin hi meji so yi ni ya me session me no am fi o am yo sha kele bi o wande ni ntachi aje me na mi se ni motike ma fita me ni after me eno chi e so aje me ku ke me se kia o after o yi after session bi aye mi di obranu fi o ni egi dem ni first ni osha egi dem ye somo oni fi nga mi mbel kuma ke ni after mi ahun o mi ahun ni ala ka isi attach kon o our policy attach kon kelbi na te land department o amake land department da biya ke be na kon ko ye bi o maso ko ni mama somo to bi ne wana kwale kai shimo hame nanta ko se hu eni Mrs. Kui jeme ema denes we na jeme football park ni cha ko jeme after wo bi ne fi to ni me somono woni ama somutu kenkeno ene no na second somutu na kenkeno amamo chi walbemi e shimo create shimo wa wo attach no ke bie ekpo attach no ke bie na eku ke ha amen dia jowu ko so tune ni machine ajigbe allo dade awoshkon wa dade ni ni ko la ka juma allo kenten titi wa nje ya mi se ni ne osofo kwati no osofo kwati ma fi ni mi fi ko to mi pe o fitai na ma so tune atrete da ho ko jentu ba o ba bi wa chu ni titre wo obrahin ni yo ben fellowship ke you femi abawa na concrete ata me Mr. Manasseh Togbo Mr. Togbo ne bien no ni legimoni di supervisor o dane ko no o wa chu ni juba kashi bini so tuni ba mashi akwale to tuwe to afete somo ba shuli o no nupa so ti a cheche mi titre ka of habes o to mi nupa aba bi me na somo o ni ko ya hunka men la juba ni o awo bi ni church of song awo bi church of song o to wala gidi hun ya ni le competitions the cat competition first second third o ti ahun third o mo ni ye no fi mo mi o mo ba shuli juba ni ne ba shuli se le won ya ohin lo won yo lo fifi ni Mr. Osofo kwati le di money iftai na ama to le di money provide an ma to tani si architect Mr. Kudeti le di money drop plan kan to name ene drop plan le ke ya ifagbene ba bele ba chake ko sick busy ko jami fi washroom aya gona aya washroom wa ya jeme afile tu mo ni mina manu yo rich church ona mi no yo he to na pepe afi ti me ko ya fiti plan wo ne ko te le won ba e ba na goma mana na tamo fi wo be sani eshi mukuru ba teko kashi beni somono na magona ya fi mono o jaye mi gba ni somo ifa me fa wa fi event no no event no le hun mi pin ka mi na tunkele bi wo na o ba shi fi o shi ni mo do mo ba pick up ba ya no onda yo wa shi ale shi ene ko ya ba shi ni ankale banu ko tuni ke je shi je gidi ankale ko tuni jugba mi na tame ko nyomi no asa ba ado ba bi gota ni yo hin o wulo block se wo sha mi te me fin te o titri ke jo mo kelbi wo sha je mi fin gota mi kelbi o banu o fi ni compound nu bi ho sa bi o banu wo tuni ke ho e awu bi ni tanto no obrahin ko ba ye ni obi ni ame hu ame bo mo den ame ma wo mi nga ke shi ame bo ni ko ni ame wa asafo e aloro eji wo se ko asafo ba ye ebo ami ni ma ke hu e pe hu ye so mo mi ame ye me fellowship me gbe bi a se na ba so mo ame sikolo ame ye mi olo ona me pe ye mi olo ni amba so mo ni me pe ni ma cha me gbe di ni mi nu Leo Ado ba chini service sede somo mi olo yaminu Samuel Aye le somo mi olo yaminu kene finyabe le somo mi olo ona mi ne mi finyame yami nto mi ne chini service dem pe singa me ko mi ti yeme je mi finyame ti e mi pe ben mi dun pe ne hwe somo mi kashi bini yamine amedra dara me kashi o nto mi ne chini service ngam na jende aga na me gbesu na no na me te me ya manse e kun ya chanu ya hikoko bona me ba asima ya ba himbi egbe no wo le dani na le kin family ne hwe ankwale am tuni be ko jofui ha Ghana mai samoye tuni e jofui ha Ghana e obumoni wa somo wo bena nyemi ne etene ni chame gbe ngani fe no kwamo no ma iteme mi mona mi genshi na mi ti ni amegbena ni stile ni bianto ni ame asomo lu na no make me ko hu akeshi nyeme ni ba iyo bianto ni akeshi ame kwa mo ko am me ya somo ame ya mi somo ame ka mo ko la ka mi men janyu mo kumie nyun kumie no aja le no e ya fi ai e bi am ko la ka ba shi ya o ti bi ni o nyana boni e ba gbete ni UFA wo ntanyi ni ka ha ala kan ni ba bi ni ko abi no wana jomo e fi anu yo wana jomo e ko le ni ntun ko tawo ni na gbede ni boni office e yo mi gele ni bo ma ni hin abi ni ni mo ajo ni fi ko ni ni fa ni tawo ni la se no ni fe ni wa don.
My name is Christopher Sabankwe, a past presbyter of the Epiphany family. The early beginning of BCG Epiphany congregation started as a result of the June 1939 earthquake in Accra. Following this disaster, the then government quickly embarked upon a construction of a housing units in this part of Accra known as South Labadi Estates to accommodate the displaced family of the earthquake on the different part of Accra. Soon after they got settled, some settlers of the BCG faith started organizing themselves for the beginning of the Epiphany congregation. All this while, the congregation moved from one place to another for the Sunday church service, including the School of Social Welfare and Osu Home School. And finally, settled at this chapel, which was dedicated by the Right Reverend G.M. Ojija, moderator by then, on the 30th of August, 1964. But this chapel has been remodeled. Oh, I would like to mention about Mr. E.C. Clay, one of the founding members. It was through his initiative that he gathered other members who held Sunday service at his Jumbo residence in 1940. He was the administrator who played the role of a catechist. He was also the secretary of the 6-member committee, Management Committee, that were to administer the church. Mr. Claye was the first of the elders appointed by the RPP of the church in 27 December 1974 by Reverend Bekoin, the minister of Usu, to handle the affairs of the church. He became a presbyter from 1967 to 1974 and was a preacher of the church. He died peacefully in March 1978. I would also like to mention Enino Babington Christ, aka BB Christ, also a founding member. He was the president of the 6-member committee to administer the church, the affairs of the church. In 1962, when the management committee decided to seek a place for land to build a chapel, he was the front runner. He did the groundwork and was able to secure a land. On the lands department, did a sketch to be reduced into a building plan by a draftsman. He was by then the architect of the church building. The name Epiphany was his proposal for the name of the church, and it was accepted by the Right Reverend Ojija as the name for the congregation. He was the first of the 6 of the church on the RPP in 1967 to 1974. Mr. B.B. Christ was also did a good work to the church. The next I will mention is this Opensal, who also did a lot of work for the church in the construction of the chapel. He was also the 3rd fellow to be appointed as a presbyter in 1967 to 1972. He died 29 June 1978. I would also like to mention Mr. S. N. Nkansa, who also did a lot of work for the church. He was in the management committee for the church. It was at his residence that the church building materials were kept. And he is the only surviving member of the church at age 105. We should keep in mind that a generation, a heritage, or a legacy has been left for us to be celebrated. And as Epiphanians, we have to cherish this. We need to also build a legacy or have a heritage which will live to the next generation. We have to do all our best to do a good work also. God only reward or bless us on the basis of our future, not on our past. And so the saying, "Me chundong," should never be with us. Ejimeni jenutumone shishi, watangwe chwane. Ame fiena kan lo ame kena kan. Ake shehikwe wonwo chundong. Ani mine heni safone she wa shejeme. Ni ha wo twandi. Ake mena chami. E Kristo na jina. Ni ha wo twani ho. Wo tuni ye won tun wo tuwa ha Kristo. Wo ka tun ake won sagbeme ahin. Ono tumu mi anna ake Kristo wo tun wo ha. Ni ka na wo hu wo no tumu efe ami anna Kristo ni femu ye wo mi. Ene jiga ko mi ma wo ko ni no afi jomo ke dromo aha wo. Ye wo ake Kristo fu ni yo awo Epiphany. Amen.
Achomi Joseph Nate Umabo. Currently, I'm a senior presbyter at Epiphany Presbyterian Church, South Labadi Estate. And in honor wa ake Presbyterian Church of Ghana and celebrate our heritage. Ni afine huwe EGA Aye Memorial Lecture se wompute Epiphany Sanjiami. Ni omi na ke bia na hu asafo etehin ye gbe srote pia no tomono ni wo fi oni twutwe ahya no kwa wo kpan hin ni ono fe no wa fi esomo mi ka gbina wo be no ni profo kwa ke backup low evidence ko ni twon no ko bia ntone wo ke IT wonda oblahin na meka me wo ne ke ni twon na emi bia ntone anu wo ye manse kaji mmene won fi solomon ni wo shape anaye efi ahi eji hie ya ke ha safoe no me bi ni obla hie ni twon ne kan twon ne ame mommy oni he na safoe aya no ile aka nyi me kokko me yue boni fe ni agi asafo ne shi ni wona ke meni je shishi ame shame afole wa de nche ame ka me fushi ame gbodengbe ame shika ka me bi na me ke twa asafo no ame ha wo keje amekun wona hegbe ni woja ye Epiphany asafo na mi ni la keje amehu kun e ko be ne wonye he kumi ni sa ni wo hu ne hye wono sa ke won wo twu woni oduba nka ake be mi ni woji oblan ko bla ye ni wo yo YPG mi DDP ni wo twu won asafo ni ake wo ake wo ba twu enwo wona kekepo ake hye wona hegbe ni wo ba twu no mi bi ni ngme oblan ko bla ye ni asafo na mi ame waka mehe afushi ame kwandi bi ni sake asafo ana ni bi ni ehia asafo koni amke tuni na mke wa asafo ehia nyam bebi na metwu ame asafo di asafo pa metwu ame ha chi ame twu ame na anybo ni na anybo ba jo ame mogomoko twu no ko ha na anybo ni na anybo kwele wo fia bo no ba fito bi o de kan ko shika na anybo ba to bo na jia no me bi oblan ko blaye ni asafo na mi amke ame afushi be fin bi na ba cha me ke anu twumoko amechu na mechu ka mi hye na ni wo ba jo ame ni radon